Welcome back to Persona 5 Royal. We're gonna be sending the calling card today, but first, you are allowed to do any preparation you want in town, like the Velvet Room, shops, all of that, before you send the calling card, and I just realized I am out of revival items, and that's really bad. So, I guess now might be probably not the best time to show this, but I can try to show this.
I apologize.
Yeah, this is the thing that I was talking about back when we started this Confidant. After you have done a rank up with Takemi, you have to wait at least 3 days before you try and do a rank up again. But you can still buy stuff from her.
Well, which do you want?
And yeah, we've got some new things here. Takamedic All, Takamedic All V, Takamedic All Z. Also, yeah, she actually has a lot of dialogue on the shop screen. Oh, full revival. It's expensive though. Rejuvenating IV restores 100% HP to all allies. Kaja Clear, Kunda Clear.
You want that one?
I kind of rather take 3 Reviver drinks.
Here you go.
But now we can buy accessories.
You want a shot?
Yeah, Regen Patch 1, 2, 3, SP Adhesive 1, 2...
unnecessary injuries? I want the data I collect from you to be of use.
Oh, don't worry, these will help in that. But yeah, SP Adhesive 3, it's less expensive than I thought, but still. 100,000 yen, no thank you at this point. I'll probably get those eventually, but not now. Also, Takemi, please don't be suspicious as to where we go right after we leave this place.
We can now take him down, yes?
That's a great way to put it.
Madarame is going to be a changed man. There won't be any way to revert it, though. Are you sure you're okay with that?
I have thought it over carefully. And I cannot think of a future in which he does not pay his dues. He has preyed not only on the art world, but on countless talents. So, I humbly request your help. I apologize for making you do this.
No, we were gonna do it anyway, don't worry.
Not at all. We just didn't want to impose if you weren't feeling up to it, Yusuke.
I mean, it is basically his father after all.
But if you're already determined to do it, then there's nothing more for us to say.
If I recall, our next step is sending a calling card, correct? What a suave maneuver.
It's not about acting cool. The calling card is a way to trigger a change in his cognition.
A change in cognition. That reminds me, you went through some trouble regarding that before.
Ah, you must be talking about when we forced open that security gate in the courtyard.
The palace is a cognitive world, so changing its ruler's cognition changes the topography.
I saw some people in the comments wondering about how the cognitive world would have changed if Ann really had followed through on her threat to burn the house down. Since there would be no more shack for him to consider a museum, that probably would have been really bad for us though, since his distortion would still be there. It would just probably change to him viewing his mistress's place that way. And then we'd have to figure out where that is, and that would just make things even more confusing.
I think. Very nicely put, Lady Ann. You're absolutely correct. This will be a vital tactic from here forward.
Actually, may I ask a truly basic question? You continue to mention cognition quite readily, but why does this world formed from materialized cognitions even exist to begin with?
You know, none of us has even asked that before.
Don't tell me. Has it always existed while we go about our daily lives, completely oblivious?
That is pretty much entirely true to how Persona works.
Honestly, I'm not sure. At the very least, I know it existed before the Kamoshida incident, but that's all.
Yeah, there was the whole Midnight Channel incident, and the Dark Hour incident before that, and the rumor incident before even that.
I see.
Crap, you totally caught me off guard with that. It's kind of weird thinking there might be whole worlds we just don't know a damn thing about. Did the thought ever cross your mind?
Well, I mean, honestly, like, I think about this sometimes, the fact that, like, the universe and, like, all of the galaxies and stars, just, there's so much of that, and just how much of that will we ever discover in our lifetimes?
Don't be so anxious. You don't even know everything about the city you live in, after all.
And honestly, like, this is also true because, like, I recently discovered, like, entire streets in my hometown that I had never known existed, and I've been here for, like, 20 years now.
All that's important is that we know how to make use of that world and how to traverse it.
But, philosophical discussion aside, it is time to send the calling card.
Then it's decided. Let's prepare the calling card at once.
A calling card, huh? Will he take it seriously? He is famous after all. He has often received slanderous letters till now as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was wondering.
He'll know best whether the crime written on it is for real or not.
Wait, are you going to write it again, Ryuji? That last one was questionable at best.
I mean, I think it was alright, personally.
You should do it then, Yusuke. Oh, make it really artistic and stuff.
No, it'll end with him figuring it out. He knows my drawing and writing styles all too well.
Yeah, that's actually pretty understandable.
Oh, then I'll think it up and you make it cooler.
Designing a calling card. Interesting. It shall become proof that the Phantom Thieves do exist.
So essentially, Yusuke is doing an art commission for Ryuji right now.
It's decided then.
Great! All that's left is to make the treasure ours. You guys better come fully prepared.
As far as preparations go, multi-target attacks are decent.
Ah, you're back.
You'll obviously want a good stock of healing and revival items. Attack items for elements are incredibly useful in Royal, and a good variety of elements is also important to have, specifically in Royal, but also in Vanilla as well. So, we're actually getting a new logo! Yeah, I mean, I suppose Kamoshida was the first job for, like, the proto-Phantom Thieves. That's gonna be weird, is one of us just gonna text him and say, "Be sure to get some rest." Let's check out what's on TV. So, a Nifu is actually an illegal move. A pawn is not allowed to be dropped into a column containing another unpromoted pawn of the same player. So, I feel like that might be something that's cause for disqualification in an actual game, and that's why they talked about it being a careless mistake. But we're just gonna study tonight, which is kind of bizarre.
Make sure you close up.
No, don't worry, we'll be closing up Madarame's whole operation. That was kind of lame, but I'll go with it. Source, please. Oh, I'm sure they'll be talking a lot more
We meet again.
after this. Hello there, Inspector Nijima! Pay no attention to what we're doing today at all!
It appears you're lying low lately. What's with the change?
Poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face, poker face.
Really? Is it just my imagination then? Anyhow, I wish the culprit would come forward soon. It's absurd to pretend I can do the police's job. I wish he considered my feelings before asking me this.
Yeah, completely sucks what Humpty Dumpty's doing. She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a teenager to investigate the Phantom Thieves. And blackmail her into it too. Not that we know that right now.
Pardon me, sir. There's a matter we need to notify you about.
Please excuse me for a moment. What is it?
We found this outside.
A letter?
It's, Sir Chiryusai Madarame, a great sinner of vanity whose talent has been exhausted. You are an artist who uses his authority to shamelessly steal the ideas of his pupils. we have decided to make you confess all your crimes with your own mouth. We will take your distorted desires without fail from the Phantom Thieves.
Whose doing is this?
We don't know. The same letter's been posted everywhere.
What about the security cameras?
There were no signs of the culprit. All we saw was a cat in the recordings.
Aha! Morgana is definitely coming in handy.
Remove these at once!
Of course.
What now?
It's about this affecting the exhibit. We believe it's just a prank, but what of the mass media?
Are you insinuating that this slander is true?
Of course not.
It's those damn brats doing, isn't it? Well, it means nothing. They'll only be able to do as they please until this exhibit is over.
Will that do?
I like how his shadow looked at Yusuke, but his real self didn't.
Yup, it was perfect. The composition was way cooler too.
So, I kind of don't want to drag things down here, but I weirdly think that Ryuji's supposedly worse version was actually better. I just find the wording of confess your crimes with your own mouth to be incredibly awkward.
The treasure should appear right about now.
You better enjoy the air of freedom while you still can, old man. Anyways, did you guys check online? People are already talking about that calling card. We'll show him. We're gonna surprise them all.
I really hope that doesn't just make this exhibit more popular out of no such thing as bad publicity.
I'm sure you know, but we only get one shot to pull this off.
We'll be counting on you too.
You have no reservations about this either, right, Yusuke?
Of course not. We'll do this.
Well, I hope when all is said and done we can get all of these paintings in the gallery attributed to the right artists. Oh, I like how you can see that the Madarame painting on the wall distorting with that. I don't know if that's intentional, but it works. Oh yeah, you've never been in here after a calling card, have you? Everything is basically on high alert. 100% security. This time though, I don't think I'm going to be fighting much. So, party. Yeah. Obviously I want Yusuke. I mean, you can not have him here, but you know, why would you do that? He has to be part of this. Ryuji, Morgana, okay then. So, here's the thing. Elemental skills are good. Multi-target elemental skills are not so good. For reasons we'll see eventually. So, Maragi, not great. I have single-target Garu though. But a lot of my other things on Ren are also multi-target. So, if Garu's the only thing I have on Ren that's single-target, logically, it follows that I bring Arn, Ryuji, and Yusuke, so I have single-target attacks of all four main elements. Sai and Nuke are less useful. You want to have them anyway, but they're not required for hitting weaknesses in this fight. The problem with this is it means that I'm leaving out the primary healer, which could come back to bite me in a very big way. Also, I should mention that nobody in this fight is safe from having their weaknesses hit. So no matter what happens, you are going to have to deal with people getting knocked down occasionally. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. So yeah, that's why I have a lot of revival items. Okay, I suppose I'll put the Crystal of Lust on Ryuji so that I have my more bulky member having a healing skill. Breeze Ring is definitely more useful than the Atom Ring for this fight. And Yusuke currently has a useless accessory, so he obviously needs something better than that. Suppose I can go for life bonus, although I doubt that's going to take it. Yeah, it's not going to take effect immediately, so... Do I have like just a cheapo devil fruit that I can just throw at him to top him up? Yeah, let's do that. And now, let's travel to I would say upper main hall is where we need to go. And as I promised, I'm going to show the team console here. I feel like not a lot of people show the team consoles in the heist days.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, let's frickin' do this.
I'll just add this.
After saving, of course.
Let's go.
Only objective is stealing the treasure. Yeah, there's suspiciously few shadows around here, but I'm gonna go ahead and steal that for good measure. It's time for Operation Neko Drop. Basically, the 2.0 version of an operation from Sly 2. It's pretty much unfolds almost exactly the same way, except here the distraction is turning out the lights and not having Sly dance with the inspector on his tail. Ready as it'll ever be.
Yes!
There's an enemy inside, just as expected.
I mean, we've done a ton in here. It ain't surprising. Anyway, I'm gonna try and draw it out, so I'll leave the switch to you guys.
Will you be okay? What if it catches up to you?
Don't underestimate an ex-runner. I'm definitely gonna shake it off.
I'm a little worried about the leg, though.
Hey, there's some weird people over here. Hey, I need some help.
What's the matter?
You better make it, Skull.
And then it's not quite up your nose with a rubber hose. Another Sly reference, but it'll do.
Is this good?
Yeah, it's perfect.
You seem to be enjoying this.
Only the best can appreciate these critical moments. Plus, this feels like we're really phantom thieves.
Also, cats like high places after all. Not that you are one.
We'll be counting on you, Mona. And Panther as well.
There's Fox's signal. That means they're ready to go. Good luck, everyone. Let's do this.
Joker, now!
Crank like your life depends on it.
Sorry for the wait.
My bad. It took me ages to get that guy off my trail.
I just noticed there's a stealable object in the cutscene and that's bugging me.
Wait, where's Mona?
Oh, Mona,
Let's
please
go.
don't go crazy yet. We need you in the game, at least until we get out of here. Okay, Mona's not gone all catnipped yet. Good.
Hey,
Yeah, now's really not the time. Thankfully, we have an escape route already planned out. He said lock all the doors, but he didn't mention anything about windows.
Indeed.
Oh, I love this so much. We're actually on the outside of the building.
Whoa, this shit's real high up.
But at least we're outside. Is there a way down out here?
let's see it.
Well, third eye will show us. There it is. Let's go. Looks just like the distorted part of the museum. How convenient that these form steps for us.
Is this another portal to an unknown destination?
We don't have time to lose. Just go through it. Now's our chance.
For real? But I guess there's no other way. Is this the courtyard?
I knew it! All that security would have been meaningless if it just led back inside.
It seems we managed to escape their siege.
Meow.
Uh-oh.
Dude, why is Mona getting excited now of all times?
I just can't take it anymore. Let's take a look at this treasure. Treasure! Huh?
This is the treasure?
It's a troll face made out of hiragana. Actually, it's just a common hiragana thing. I think it's called a heno moji.
Get back!
Meddlesome vermin.
For once, Morgana freaking out over treasure kind of saved us, because if we had gone out of the palace thinking that was the real treasure, that wouldn't have ended well.
Is this what you're looking for?
Ah, you're more cunning than we expected.
How dare you try to trap me like some kind of mouse?
So you had a fake prepped, huh?
Counterfeits are accepted in the world of Japanese art.
What made you change like this? Is it because you became famous? Can't you understand how much it pains me to inquire about the crimes of my foster father?
Now that I think back, the only reason why I took you in was due to my ties with your mother. That woman never lost her passion for painting, even after her husband died. Her skills and talents were quite astonishing. That's why I decided to look after her. Your mother and the artwork she created, they're all my works of art.
How low can you sink?
I suppose I can grant you a gift before you die. A glimpse of the genuine Sayuri.
Genuine? That's the real Sayuri? This can't be. Mom!
Indeed it is. This was painted by your mother. It's a portrait of herself. A woman who knew her death was coming painted her last wishes for the son she would leave behind. That is the truth behind the mystery of Sayuri's expression.
You stole something that personal?
I knew at first glance. I knew it'd be a huge success if I added a touch to the painting and announced it under my name.
But the baby in the picture, why did you paint over it?
It was all to stage it. If the babe is erased, the reason for the woman's expression will become a mystery. That is what the general public is drawn to. Each of those parasitic critics wrote the same thing.
This is definitely a reference to the Mona Lisa and the mystery behind her smile.
I always felt something was off about all this. Now I know what it is. If you really treasured that painting, you wouldn't even think about replicating it for profit. You don't love art at all!
Well, I mean, what was your first clue?
Though you have a real treasure, your true skills are nothing more than those scribbles on that fake.
It makes me laugh, asshole!
So you'll defy me no matter what. Well then, since you're my work of art, Yusuke, I'm going to reap you for the sake of my future.
Yeah, that whole farm comparison was surprisingly apt.
Along with those insolent friends of yours there.
I can't believe you're treating both mother and son like they're objects. You're inhuman!
Fox?
I've heard that you destroy your art once they outlive their usefulness. Did that include my mother as well?
She just so happened to have a seizure in front of me. That's when a thought crossed my mind. If I don't call for help and leave her be, I could obtain her painting without any strings attached.
Murder by inaction.
No. You let her die?
This is why I haven't talked about Madarame's unused will seed flashbacks until now, because they show that exact event occurring. That was the real point where his distortion started.
She was physically weak. No one would doubt if she just dropped dead because of a seizure. Above all, Yusuke, didn't you think it was odd that I discovered your talent when you were only 3? The reason why I kept you around was to keep you from realizing the truth behind Sayuri.
You killed her.
The artistic talents you inherited from your mother were a delightful miscalculation, though. If I'm to steal ideas, it's much easier robbing the future of brats who won't talk back than adults. It's thanks to you that I came up with the idea. You have my gratitude.
Yusuke?
I thank you, Madarame. Every reason for me to forgive you has disappeared without a trace at this very moment. You aren't some rotten artist. You're a despicable fiend who wears the skin of an artist.
All you good-for-nothings barging into my museum and doing whatever the hell you want. Those who have the connections make the rules. Those who don't, follow them. Not to mention, the value of art is all subjective. I make the rules of the art scene. I am the supreme being. I am the god of the art world.
This isn't good. Get back!
I'll paint all over you! It's a world the mediocre cannot understand. Now, let's begin, you vermin.
You used others for your own despicable desires, Madarame. You aren't even worth the art you create!
Joker, don't lose focus. There's no telling what he'll try.
Definitely one of the weirder one-winged angel transformations I've seen. This is the painter's left eye, painter's right eye, painter's mouth, and painter's nose. All of them have different elemental affinities and different skills. The eyes drain fire, ice, elec, and wind, and tend to use buff skills. The nose uses offensive skills and drains Psi, Nuke, Bless, and Curse, while the mouth drains physical and gun and uses powerful physical attacks. So this is an interesting fight. In the vanilla game, this was one of the more difficult early game bosses. It's changed a little in Royal, but this phase is still the same. This is why I wanted to have Maracunda. At the same time though, it's going to cost a lot of SP, but I think it's probably worth it. Let's go. So everything but the mouth is vulnerable to physical. So my main idea here is to get rid of the mouth early, especially now since it's been Tarakaja'd, and then just go ham on the others with physical attacks. So what's going next? Okay, Arn's next. Right, let's see. I'm gonna just try and zero the mouth. The thing is, these things can all, they can all revive each other if they're not taken out at the same time too. But sometimes taking out one part early is useful, just to make sure that it doesn't, do any dangerous attacks. So you've got to kind of, yeah, kind of balance things that way. You know what? I think I'm going to actually Dekaja here. Don't want that mouth attack buff. The mouth is one of the strongest parts of this fight. Maelstrom. Oh, of course he hit a weakness, yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, you're never safe from being, targeted with your weakness in this fight.
This is my other self.
So yeah, you've just got to kind of accept that. Okay, I can either bufu the mouth or attack like the nose or something. Yeah, I'm gonna keep focusing on the mouth for now. They don't actually have a lot of HP individually.
Next up.
So let me see if I can... Okay, you have Mighty Gaze, you have Intense Focus, that's good. Okay, so I can Intense Focus Garu on the mouth. Mouth is actually almost down. Okay, good, you hit a resistance. So, one of the most amusing points of symbolism in this fight is the fact that all of his elemental attacks are just basic things like Garu, Agi, and Bufu with different names. Even his moveset is plagiarized. I love that so much, it's just so hilarious. Okay then, so now that the mouth is down, I have a feeling it's gonna get revived though. The nose has a lot of, I think I'm gonna... Arn has healing here, so I probably should heal her before anyone else. Restore, yep, it's doing that. It does only restore with half HP, actually barely any HP. It's healed before your very eyes.
Regenerated? Damn it. Those things can come back if we don't take them down at once?
Oh, and it's going immediately to bite. I am glad I healed on. Okay, Joker's next. Yusuke. Oh, I don't like the fact that Yusuke's going now. Because I don't like the mouth still being here. I can't Vicious Strike yet. Let's just take down the mouth, hopefully, again. Oh, barely. Okay. That's annoying. Okay, then. I suppose I can Oh, that's gonna... Yeah, no, rather than Maragi, I'd probably rather use Makoha, because that's gonna heal the nose, but it will damage both the eyes.
I'll slather you with my color.
What is this attack?
I'm glad we got to see that, because sometimes you can go through this whole fight without ever seeing it.
There has to be more than just our color changing. We should be cautious.
As it said there, being painted means that you are now weak to everything. And remember how a lot of items say cures all non-special ailments? Well, yeah, paint is considered a special ailment. The only way to get rid of this is with time, and he likes to Rakunda whoever's painted as well, so that is kind of a pain, but let's go for a rampage here. Because now the one that drains our physical is gone. Okay, yep, eyes down.
Fox, your defense is down.
Nose is going next. Okay then. Can I burn his nose off? I can. Good, there we go. So now the only one left is his remaining eye, but everyone is pretty badly hurt right now.
I am thou.
This could be a problem. I really want to heal here. Joker is going next. That's going to heal from that. Let's not use Giant Slice. Let's see how much the gun does here. I like how you can see the eyeball cartoonishly popping there. Yeah, I probably have to take out this eye right now, because if I don't, Yusuke is gonna get hit by a weakness. I have Medea on Ame no Uzume. That's good to know. In fact, how about I preemptively switch to you and then I fray the eye? There we go. So the painting is down. The painting form could symbolize the fact that Madarame thinks of himself as a work of art.
Madarame's out.
Damn it! I'm the great Madarame!
And some take his Shogun appearance as representing Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who the real Goemon was executed for going against. But there's also the fact that much of this palace and also Yusuke's persona is based in traditional Japanese culture, unlike the rest of the Phantom Thieves. Lady Vigilia talked about this in one of her videos, so I'm totally cribbing from that, but this could represent the fact that the Japanese cultural element that his arc is critiquing is very, very old. It's the idea of filial piety that has always existed in Asian cultures.
The Madarame who gathers a full crowd every time he opens an exhibit. I'm not someone that worthless brats like you are allowed to defy.
You're still saying that? There's no need to hold back then. Let's get him, Joker!
Do it!
Seriously, this guy says brat almost as much as the damn Brat I'll Sue guy. Also, Yusuke is not taking part because it's painted, that sucks.
The great artist, Madarame. If you brats can't fathom that.
So, the Kamoshida fight only changed subtly in Royal. This is the first boss fight to get a very significant shake-up in Royal, because here is an entirely new phase. In the vanilla game, after this, Madarame would reform the painting, and you just have to go through the painting phase again, except that he uses the artist's grace more frequently.
Then you'll witness it for yourselves. Behold, my mastercraft.
In Royal, however, Madarame has made counterfeits of himself.
What? He made copies of himself? I see. Creating duplicates is his specialty.
And if you look at them, you can probably tell why I said earlier that having attack items is useful here. So, we have Ichibusai Azazel Madarame, I'll get to that in a moment, Ursat's Sorrow, Ursat's Mirth, Ursat's Joy, and Ursat's Fury. So this is also why I said that multi-targeting attacks are really bad here. You don't want to use multi-target attacks at all.
Who's next?
Who's going next? Okay, Ryuji's going next. He'll be able to hit the weakness of the wind one. I think I'm fine to Medea here. So going to just heal up a little, because Yusuke is still weak to everything right now. So yeah, obviously these things are weak to their opposite elements, but they repel to other elements. That's why you don't want to go too crazy with multi-target skills. However, because these things are weak to a lot of things, we can get a baton pass chain going. However, you are not allowed to baton pass to anybody who's statused, which is really bad right now, as I like to end the chain with a giant slice on the real Madarame. I cannot do that here. That's a huge problem. So instead, I'm going to go to Arn. Arn will fire the ice clone. That was dumb. Yep, I was thinking, oh yeah, fire, it's fire clone. No, fire the ice clone, not the fire clone. Okay, and, can't baton pass to Yusuke right now. But I can use an attack item. So let's see if I've got an ice item. Here we go. Freeze spray on the fire clone.
Cool! You're covered in paint! I like the look of this.
Ooh! You're covered in paint! And now I can baton pass to Ryuji. This is not quite a 4-chain, but a baton pass boosted rampage is going to hit everything pretty hard. Didn't kill any of them though, that sucks. Okay, good. Yusuke is no longer painted. In that case... Okay, how about this? Air cannon, this one. I probably shouldn't use up all of these, but now I can get another one of these in. Alternatively though... Okay, how about this? Baton pass to Joker. And here I will use... Archangels. With Mighty Gaze. I'm pretty sure none of you repel light. And there we go, all the fakes are down. However, he just makes more. That's kind of a bad thing for him though, as it means more chances for us to get one mores. The general idea of this fight is to keep knocking down the fakes, so that you can get to a situation where, I don't think Joker can really hit any of their weaknesses right now, unfortunately, so instead I could, do I have enough SP? Oh, I have plenty of SP, let's do this. So that you can get a really good baton blast boosted hit on the real thing. Okay, so none of them here are weak to electricity, but I have one more freeze spray. So let's use a freeze spray on the fire.
You did it, Skull!
Then I can go to, actually, let's go Arn next, because I know that she can hit something's weakness here. So what else do I have? I have stun gun, I have one more, okay, I have one more Molotov cocktail. Probably should be using a Rasetsu or Fuda right now as well, but I can think about that a bit later. So let's go Argy, one of the down. Now I can baton pass to Joker. And Joker is going to use my Molotov cocktail on the other ice one.
There.
Then I think you see where this is going. Because now with a full-on baton pass chain, Yusuke can do what he wanted to do since he set foot in his palace, and do this! Not really as much as I was hoping, but it's still pretty nice. Okay, now I do kind of want to get some healing in, but let's actually go ahead and argue the less weak ice clone.
Stop this! Is this how you show your gratitude to the man who raised you?
Silence! Don't waste your breath!
Fox, your defense is down.
Okay, the ice clone's going next. I wanted to go for a vicious strike on all of them. Hopefully this gets rid of the ice clones, that's good.
Damn clueless brats! My fiery rage shall reduce you all to mere ashes! Damn brats!
They do like to target weaknesses though, remember that.
I won't forgive you! Take this!
Well, at least it was on Arn. And he's making more fakes. Please be... Okay, there's a wind fake in there. I can work with that. Unfortunately, he's now made a whole lot of fire fakes and Yusuke is down, which is not good. But Ryuji's going next. I'll be able to start out a bit of a chain there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and revive. So now I can just start talking about some of the other things that I find interesting about this fight. So the main Madarame is called Ichiryusai Azazel Madarame. Azazel is a term that first appeared in the Hebrew Bible, referring to the scapegoat ritual in early Judaism. In the ritual, 2 goats were selected, and by drawing lots, one was given to Yahweh and the other sent into the wilderness for Azazel. Scholars heavily debate on what Azazel actually meant in this context, but they all agree that it probably wasn't a demon or fallen angel. Much like Lucifer, Azazel was most likely a generic term that was mistranslated as a proper name by later sources. The Book of Enoch is the first work to identify Azazel as a demon or fallen angel. There he was originally a type of angel called a Watcher, and after rebelling he gave the knowledge of weapons and cosmetics to humanity. He's never been associated with any of the 7 deadly sins, but the cosmetics part is probably why he was chosen to represent vanity here. Shadow Madarame wears a lot of makeup, and it could be said that he beautifies his outer image to hide the ugliness within. Okay, let's get a good solid hit here and with this baton pass chain. Okay, one of the fakes is down. Yusuke is gonna go next, but Panther definitely needs a bit of healing here. But something else about Madarame, oh, Ryuji's probably going down here. That one's reaching a little, I'll just say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure his AI is coded to prioritize weaknesses. And more fakes coming. Okay, a whole lot of wind fakes this time.
Watch your health.
And also an elect fake, which only Joker can really hit. So let's go for Garu on the elect fake. Gonna have to vicious strike with Yusuke probably, and oh yeah, Ryuji's down, so I can't actually hit his weakness yet, unfortunately. Oh yeah, but Arn still has wind. Not that's gonna actually give me more baton passes. Do I have any... Okay, 50 elect damage. Oh, I can only really do that after the elect clone is down though, so I'm gonna have to go for Garu on Mr. Elect Clone.
You got their weakness, Panther.
Okay, Ryu's up, that's great. I can Zeo one of them.
Let's go, Captain. You did it, Skull.
I talked about Madarame's Will Seed flashback before, and there's a reason for that. Even though this is likely not considered canon anymore, yeah, I just want to get rid of the elect clone so I can go for a Magneto coil on the rest of them.
You're mine.
Skull, are you okay?
But in the flashback,
Listen.
it reveals that Ichiryusai was not Madarame's birth name. He was originally Ichitaro Madarame, which is actually a reference to the milk name of Utamaro Kitagawa, who is a famous Japanese artist, and he's the person that Yusuke gets his name from. But yeah, I like to still treat this as canon. The fact that, like, Ichiryusai, which basically means, like, again, #1, the best ever in the entire world, was not this guy's birth name, and he changed it after he claimed the Sayuri as his own. I don't know if Magneto Coil will totally eliminate those fakes, and if I don't do that, then Ryuji's probably done. Do I have any multi-target healing item? Oh, I have one beat. We'll be getting more of these over the course of the game. I may as well do this.
Sorry.
One other aspect of Madarame's symbolism, though, that we haven't actually got to see yet is that in the original game, the only attack that the actual Shadow Madarame had was an attack called Madara Megiddo, which in Japanese was Megiddo, but written with kanji, I think meaning something like I fake. What was it again? Let me check. Yeah, it was written with the kanji meaning I fake anger.
Stop it, you brats! Or else...
But basically, it looks like an almighty attack, and it is, but it does incredibly pathetic damage, which symbolizes the fact that Madarame's original art is terrible.
You think we'll be daunted by such threats?
I won't forgive you! Damn brats! Crying won't help! You've angered me!
What?
Now, usually they're not smart enough to hit the same thing twice with a weakness.
Angered me!
More fakes incoming.
Hey, something seems wrong. Could he have...
But the royal fight also played into the symbolism of Madarame's art being terrible.
What? I, the great Madarame, made an error?
One of his counterfeits has become one of those botched historical restoration memes.
So this is the true limit of your skill. How infantile to think you'd fail to produce even one of your counterfeits. Please, don't disappoint me any further.
Yeah, late in the fight, his duplicates can spawn with low health and status ailments.
Persona! Go down.
So I don't even need to worry about hitting that one's weakness, I can technical it with physical attacks. Okay, let's go. Oh, Yuji's currently down, so how about... Okay, Arn still has room though.
Not over yet.
Yeah, this fight is basically just a test of how well you know your elemental affinities and how well you can execute technical chains.
To the second person.
And I don't like that, especially with the buff to technical damage provided in Royal.
Skull's back up. Let's give him some payback.
Okay, I suppose I can rampage here. The main guy's almost down. I suppose the fact that his duplicates just give you opportunities to get one more and do more damage to him could also represent the fact that Madarame's counterfeiting ended up being his undoing.
My other self.
Let's Giant Slash you again. Yeah, basically, he's just digging himself deeper by making all of his counterfeits. It just makes things worse for him in the end. And on that note... Let's see, okay, there's a fire clone there. Don't really think I have much in the way of single target weakness hitting abilities, but I can shoot you. Good, that was a one more, because I have to end the fight this way.
I am thou.
I hope I'm not miscalculating HP. Yusuke, how do you want to do this? I love it when that happens.
Power courses through me.
Oh, no new skills though.
No one cares for true art. All they want are easily recognizable brands. I'm a victim in this too. Wouldn't you agree?
Still insisting on that to the very end.
Excuses now?
The art world revolves around money after all. You can't rise up without any money.
Ichitaro is also a fairly plain Japanese name, so I think it's implied that he did come from a poor background.
Yusuke, you understand, don't you? Being a poor artist is truly miserable. I just didn't want to return to that life.
A fiend like you has no right to speak about the world of art. You're done for, along with this whole wretched world!
This is a rare case where I actually prefer the original P5 translation. So in the original version, Yusuke called this an abominous world, which isn't a real word, and a lot of people got mad about that, but honestly, I think it actually fits Yusuke to make up a word just to describe a world like this. So yeah, that's one of the few original translation lines I actually miss in Royal.
No, please! Just don't kill me!
Return to yourself in reality and confess your crimes. All of them.
You're not going to kill me?
Swear it!
All right! All right! What about the other one, though? The one with the black mask?
Huh?
I mean, Skull's mask is more metallic gray.
A black mask?
I mean, Morgana kind of has one, but it's sort of part of his face.
Wait, who's he talking about?
It can't be. There was another intruder besides us within this palace?
There's no time! Hurry!
Get on!
Now finally, there's enough room to actually use the van to escape.
Hey, Yusuke, what should I do?
Put an end to all this and use your own artwork for once.
Yusuke!
No, wait, please! Yusuke! Yusuke!
The destination has been deleted.
It would be bad if people started getting suspicious of us. We should leave at once.
Yeah, we're standing right outside the famous artist's house, holding a painting.
Yusuke, come on!
Right. Goodbye, Sensei.
I guess the mission was a success. All that's left is to see if he had a change of heart or not. Ah, so bitter! Why'd you get it black?
Sayuri.
You're not gonna get all teary-eyed and say stuff like, Mom, are ya?
To think that this painting was the source of Madarame's distorted desires. The only saving grace is that my mother won't know of what transpired.
The genuine painting at his atelier has been altered after all. Ironic as it may be, this one here is her true self-portrait now.
This time, the treasure in the real world manifested exactly the same way it did in the palace.
It's a wonderful painting.
I mean, just with less gold, though.
And although it took some time, it's in your hands now, Yusuke.
I'm thankful for it. However, it's impossible for this painting to be acknowledged by society anymore.
Madarame's made sure the only version that's known to the public is the fake, altered one. This is an interesting thing to ask, though.
No. I doubt it's the name of any woman in particular.
Yep, it's not her name. In fact, there is no canon confirmation of what Yusuke's mother's name was, so speculate away, fanfic writers.
I bet it was to make it more mysterious. Just a part of Madarame's foolish staging.
Yeah, it's likely it wasn't even called that in the first place. I don't think anyone will ever know what the original title of the painting was.
Well, it would have been obvious that he plagiarized it if he had used the real name.
That too.
So, this is my mother. There's no way that I would remember her face clearly, but I was right about the rush of emotion I felt when I saw this painting.
Stop that!
And here comes Ryuji to kill the moment.
You're so vulgar, Ryuji.
So, what are you gonna do now? We're gonna keep targeting big shots.
Why do you do such things?
It's to get back at scumbags and, like, society in general. We also want to give courage to the people that are suffering because of selfish adults.
Courage, huh? What good does that do? You mean the courage to stand up for themselves, correct? Will acquiring that make them happy?
It kind of makes sense that Yusuke is considering things from this angle, because thinking back to his awakening, he sort of already did have the courage to stand up for himself. It was just, you know, finding that moment to realize it was the time to do it and to see through all of the Stockholm Syndrome he'd been living with.
Yeah, there's no knowing whether it'll turn out good for everyone or not. Still, we won't know unless we give it a try.
In other words, it all depends on the person, hmm?
I like how the Phantom Thieves aren't entirely sure of themselves from the beginning.
And the same can be said about myself right now. I also suffered because of an adult's selfish act. Moreover, if we investigate these palaces, it may expand my artistic repertoire.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd love that kind of thing. There's a lot of amazing scenery to paint.
You really only think about art, huh? You're impressive.
Although now I'm thinking, I wonder what Yusuke would think of that Kamoshida portrait that was in Kamoshida's palace. He would probably just faint on the sight of that at how awful it is.
Well, I won't take part in any inelegant plans, alright?
From now on, we'll always engage in the most elegant of plans.
No worries, I've got us covered. Plus, we have a rule that says we always have to decide on a target unanimously.
How about it, Joker? We can give our calling cards a lot more oomph if we have Yusuke on our team.
We have too many dudes. Although it's tempting. No, I'm gonna be nice here.
I will try and live up to those expectations.
At any rate, I'm curious. Another intruder besides us, huh?
Our only clue's a black mask, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's just one person, right?
Could be like an entire gang of black masked people coming in to do stuff, but why didn't we notice them? Honestly, there's the question of whether he's even reliable at this point, since he was just very, very desperate and just lying out of his butt that whole time.
But there's no way to check anymore. The palace is gone.
I'll try probing Madarame. I may be able to learn something from him.
Yeah, if he isn't aware of what's in his palace, maybe it's somebody he met in the real world? Because they'd need to figure out his keywords to get in.
Are you sure? I mean,
I'll contact you all if anything turns up.
we should probably exchange our contact info with you then.
Finally, it's about dang time.
An artist and a phantom thief. It seems I'll be engaging in 2 trades from here on. Very well. You only live once after all. Still, the incident about this other intruder does concern me a little.
Not only have we dealt with our second big target, we even have a new addition to the team. Goodness, things are going so well.
Don't get cocky, just like the dialogue choices say.
That's true. Still, let's honestly be happy about it right now. But I have to say, you sure are something special. This is our 5th persona user. It'll help broaden our battle strategies as well.
Yeah, we've already got 5 members and it's only May.
Besides, having an eye for beauty is a must for Phantom Thieves. We're lucky to have Yusuke. An artist is a talent you rarely come across. I mean, he is a bit strange, but still. An artist, huh? What kind of person do you think I was? There's no way I'd turn out to be some bad guy in the end, right?
Unfortunately, the track record of people with amnesia in fiction is not on your side here, Morgana.
I get so engrossed with the embodiment of human desires. And that's not all. When it comes to the metaverse, I'm the only one who can transform into a car.
Ah yes, because people who can turn into vans are automatically the most evil of scumbags.
I'm special, but it's still odd. Who could I actually be?
I'm sure you'd like this.
You really think so? What a half-assed answer. Well, there's no way a dashing, honorable rogue like me could be evil. A man who saves those in trouble in the West, while punishing evildoers who may lurk in the East. A man who chastises people that smoke inside in the South, while saving bullied cats in the North. A man who has a sturdy body, and vows to always do one good deed a day, be it rain or shine.
The superhero not Catman.
I'm that kind of ideal person. Or so I hope.
So no way, he's probably more like go to bed man.
So if I turn back to being human, surely she'll take notice of me, won't she?
Or simp man.
Well, that's true, but...
I like how our Joker just turns his head there going, I don't want to indulge in this. Let's not encourage him.
Where should I go when I become human? I wonder where she'd like to go.
Well, I could bring up the wiki and find a list of all of her favorite hangout spots if you want.
An amusement park, a movie theater, a fancy cafe, shopping. What do you think?
As far as like a forced plot confidant goes, I actually think Morgana's rank ups are pretty nice. Yeah, so finally you've unlocked your follow-up attack. This is the follow-up attack I tend to see the most in my playthroughs for some reason. Not really sure why, but it tends to come up pretty often. I believe this one also hits all enemies instead of just one. Morgana turns into the van and just rams everything. It's actually pretty cool. And finally, Yusuke is part of the chat. Now let's just make sure in this channel we have nude modeling as blacklisted words. It was fine last time. Should hopefully be alright this time. I mean, we didn't kill the Shadow, we just terrified him a lot. This is one of my, like, Yusuke has, like, in general, some of the best lines in the game. This is one of my top 10 Yusuke lines. Madarame was quite deranged at that point, after all. And so, now all that's left is to wait for the next 11 days. But we are going to be keeping ourselves pretty busy, because we've got that cleaning event coming up, as well as a few entirely new confidants, so I'll see you all then for all that.